Hello, and a warm welcome to Tarot Talks with Edith Mary. I'm your host, Edith Mary, master reader and tarot educator. I've been psychic or intuitive most of my life and have been reading and studying tarot over 12 years. I have written several books on tarot, Akashic records, and even some scary or not so scary fiction and poetry. In each episode of Tarot Talks, we will take a deep dive into one of the tarot cards, the symbolism, the deeper meanings, card combinations, and eventually we'll get to the layouts as well. I'll also answer any questions you have texted or emailed me. You can reach me by email, Facebook, or through the metaphysical store Perfect Love and Perfect Trust in San Antonio, Texas. They have a ton of books, crystals, sage, jewelry, drums, classes, and of course, tarot cards. Check them out in person or on their website. So with all of that in mind, let's get started. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Tarot Talks with Edith Mary. I'm your host, Edith Mary, and it's my pleasure to bring you today the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is a very interesting card because it means so many different things. The Hanged Man is hung in a traditional manner of traitors. There are, however, a lot of symbologies to say that's not necessarily a bad thing because his legs form a triangle, which is an alchemical symbol. His hands are actually quite loose. In most decks, he can get loose from this position that he's in quite easily if he just let his hands go, but he's choosing to let his hands be tied. He seemingly is in limbo, but really what is that but an opportunity to have some self-realization, to have some learning about yourself. Why did I choose this? Why did I choose to become a martyr or a traitor or anything else that would put me into a position of where I'm being hanged? What did I do? How did I participate? And how can I fix it? Which is kind of like the all-purpose questions in life. In the very nature of the imagery, he has the ability to get down, which means we have the ability to be victorious over whatever our situations in life are. It is an opportunity to literally look at life from a different perspective. Drop your preconceived ideas, drop your notions of how things are supposed to be, and look at it differently, as in, what are they really? And what are my opportunities that come out of this? If you're in a work situation, perhaps there is a debate at work over some matter. Rather than taking a stance saying, no, it's going to be this way, you can turn that around and say, how can I see this differently? Where are these people coming from? What is their motivation? And try and draw that out so that everybody has the same perspective of looking at it a little differently, maybe being able to even change your mind because of it. But it's more about the ability to come out on top, change your mind, change your perspective, change your life, look at things a little differently than you ever have before. Open up your mind to see what's going on. If the cards are dealing with relationships, especially personal relationships or romantic relationships, you want to, and you see the Hanged Man, you'll want to go, whoa, what is really going on here? Let me step back, be a little bit more objective, see what's really going on, and let me see the truth. And see if this relationship is really for you. Also, it takes patience and self-love to be able to do something like that. Patience in that you want to jump in and help, but you can't because you need to let everyone get it out first, and then you can jump in with your neutrality. You can jump in with the, oh, look, this is the way I see it. Perhaps you could look at it this way and give people the opportunity to go, I never thought of that, which is part of what the Hanged Man does, and that requires patience. The shadow side of the Hanged Man is basically just refusing to see the truth, refusing to see things from a different perspective, truly being a traitor to yourself because you can't open up your mind to see. And are you doing what you're doing for sympathy, for attention-seeking behavior? Are you really have your own personal agenda out? So that's something to consider. That's something to consider too, is how have you betrayed yourself? And what are the long-term implications of my decisions? What's going to happen in 2 or 3 years if I decide to do one thing or the other? Can I even ask yourself, can I be forgiven? Is it even possible? Or what had I have done? It's been so horrible that there is no forgiveness. That's where forgiveness of self comes in. You have to understand that you were where you were. You made decisions based on what you knew at the time. Maybe they were malicious. Maybe they were just done out of ignoring everyone around you and being self-serving. That's something you can forgive yourself, because forgiveness isn't for other people. It is literally to set you free from those bonds that you created. You also might want to ask yourself what you need to do to seek forgiveness. How are you able to move forward? And what do you need to do to get there? And then there is the question to ask yourself, am I just simply an idiot? And I didn't even see what I was doing to other people. You weren't being self-serving, you were just being an idiot. That is always a possible too. So take your clue from the cards around you as to what the situation might be. Assuming that the Hanged Man is you or your client in the reading, what are the cards around it saying? What's this situation about? It can be much more informative in helping the client move forward. So thank you for listening. Sorry for all of the stops and starts and I record live, so I don't necessarily always have a chance to edit the stops and starts out. So thank you for listening. I appreciate you very much, and I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye. You've been listening to Tarot Talks with Edith Mary. If you have any questions or differing opinions about anything you heard today, please feel free to reach out. I always welcome curious minds and encourage study and open discussion as long as we are kind and use our manners. I'm currently accepting new clients and students, though the classes do fill up fast. Another one will always be coming up. All the information you need to reach me is on my introduction page. This episode has been sponsored by Perfect Love and Perfect Trust, the finest metaphysical shop in San Antonio. They have 2 locations to serve you, and their website is always open. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk tarot next time.